Good evening and welcome to the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix. I am Tim, back with my co-commentator, as always, Malk. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, mate. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing fine, ready to see some fantastic racing around the historical Monza circuit here in, well, Italy, at least the virtual Italy, of course. We're not actually there, but what a fantastic experience that would be if we were.
Oh, definitely. It's an absolute classic track. It's been there for like it's got to be about over 40 odd years now, but I have actually been to this place, and it's an absolute brilliant, iconic Italy as well, and Monza track is so iconic, and I would love to go back again sooner rather than later, but let's see how everything goes. Oh, Tim, I've got some good news. Some good news?
What is that?
Monza, normally we have some issues with weather. Unfortunately tonight, it's going to be a dry race tonight.
And that's fantastic news, Malcolm. I'm sure that those drivers will welcome a dry race. Of course, it's a lot easier to drive on the track when it's dry rather than when it's pouring rain, as you and I can certainly attest. And, of course, many of these drivers in the field, in fact, I'd say all the drivers in the field in one way or another have experienced a wet race.
Oh, definitely. It's been an absolute issues in the past when it was raining as well. I remember the time when it was went from dry to wet at the end as well. A couple of catches back in the performance league itself, but without a shadow of doubt, it's going to be, whatever happens, there's some iconic corners to watch out for. Obviously, we all know the Ascari corner, which is at turns 9, 10, I believe, as well. The Lesmo corners at turns 7 and 8. As well, so that's one to watch out for. And obviously turn 1 is to watch out for as well at the start of the race, as always. And then the Parabolica Corner. How can we not forget the Parabolica Corner, where it feels like kind of a roller coaster ride as well. Hello to Spud and Reed. How you doing, guys? Good to see you back this season. Hope you're okay and well. But yeah, Tim, those are the corners to watch out for tonight, and we might see some iconic results. But watch out for some slipstreams near the end of the qualifying.
So meanwhile, we'll just go ahead and ride on board with Russman. He's going to be the first driver to take his flying lap course. Russman racing for no Michael, no, his teammate Smoke, usually racing with him, but not going to be here tonight, unfortunately. We expect him back next week, and we wish him well, as he is actually on a holiday, or vacation as some might call it, and so we'll just watch his teammate take a lap around the track in the AlphaTauri. So far so good, the two Lesmo corners here, and now he goes down the very long straightaway approaching the Ascari chicane. This is the DRS straight. We're going to expect a lot of overtakes down this straightaway, hopefully not some carnage, but where there are overtakes there certainly can be carnage, and if you get Ascari chicane wrong, it doesn't matter what you did on that straightaway, you are into the dirt, into the grass, off the track, and maybe even into the wall and into the pits because you're out of the race, and you don't want to have to deal with that at all. Of course, another nice long straightaway right before we get to the Parabolica Corner. The Parabolica Corner is a very interesting corner. If you want to take it wide, you can actually get your left side tires in that green stuff like what Russman did for just a brief moment. There is a little bit of grip there, but you really need to arc that corner as Russman goes a 122.933.
That's a good time there from Russman. But Stephen, out of nowhere, with a 122.882 on the medium. So just watching Nitrogas now, just passing Parabolica Corner now, into the start finish on straight, and he moves us up to third with a 123.4. Just misses out by 6/10 from his time as well. I'm just checking on some of the drivers, actually, to be fair. With Ginger Tiger now coming up to Ascari Corner. Like I said, this track is penalty galore as well. If you make one slight mistake going off track, that's it. You validate your time during the qualifying and also during the race itself. But Tadelli had a provisional pole with 122.565, but Delange is not messing about with the softs with 121.406. But Ginger Tiger had to invalidate his lap, Tim.
Taking a look at Ginger Tiger now, but he crossed the line. Must have had an invalidation there. So we got Speed Queen 80 now. She's on the medium tires, starting her first flying lap. She goes down into turn number 1 into a very tight chicane there, of course.
Absolutely. Just watching to see how Tao has done in 10th place with the Ferrari. We've got a yellow flag, so that's one of the drivers. I think that might be Nitrogas. It is Nitrogas. Tao has got a fastest second sector, to be fair, so we'll watch that, see what he can try and do coming up to Parabolica Corner. Michael says, unbelievable, the power went off in my upholstery and now it's on, trying to get back in. Hopefully you get yourself back into that car as quickly as possible. But if you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes. It will be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, and massive help to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. So Tao did a 122.366. Spud, we were 122.645 in those times as well. I'm just watching to see how Sunboy on the Williams can try and do. I think Ginger Tiger's just crossed. Yeah, he's just crossed the line, 122.082. And so hopefully we'll see what happens, Tim.
Taking a look at Matty now, and he went a 122.864 for his best lap. So that is P7 for the Alfa Romeo of Matty, as we now go take a look at Sunboy, as you were talking about in the Williams. So far, so good on his lap, and this will be his first time lap. Of course, this is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League, brought to you in partnership by Nailcoat Hall, Driver61, and GridFinder.com. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole, as we watch the Williams of Sunboy down the straightaway, approaching Parabolica, getting a little bit of slipstream off of a Ferrari. That could be Azura down there, who has not yet set a lap on his out lap now, so he's just moving over to try to let the Williams by because he knows he's on a flying lap. Now approaching Parabolica, and we'll see just what kind of time Sunboy is able to set once he exits the final corner of the Monza circuit. Approximately halfway through this qualifying session, I would say, or just 11 minutes remaining in the qualifying session, so a little bit more than halfway remaining as Sunboy takes the shortest line, crosses the line, goes to third place, a 122.222 on the board for Sunboy.
That's quite iconic, isn't it, to be fair? He would have loved to have had 11111, wouldn't he, on the time itself? That would have been unbelievable scenes, to be fair. Hello, Rich. How you doing? He says, big fan of Ginger Tiger. So, Ginger Tiger's got a fan. So he's doing well at the minute. He's in second place. Reen says, the best way to take a Scari is eyes closed with a held breath. Absolutely. And just hope for the best, as always. Tarak has done a 123.261. So that's a good time. So from what I've seen from the drivers picking their tyre wear, or the tyre strategies itself, majority of them have gone for the mediums, which I would have thought they would have gone for, to be fair, because the track, it's not as bad as China or any of the other tracks itself, but it's not great with the tyre deck at Tim.
And Monza, sometimes you just have to deal with that, and there's a lot of different tracks, and it's very interesting to see how the different tracks respond to the tires, or really how the tires respond to the different tracks. Baku, for example, is a track that really the soft tires are just a qualifying tire, and they're not much of a race tire. You're going to see drivers pitting after about 5 to 7 laps in Baku. Around Monza, I'd say they might get to about 10 laps or so. I haven't done any practice recently to see any tire wear, as we see Azuro going to 5th, a 122.494, just behind his car allocated teammate of Tao tonight with a 122.366 respectively there in the 4th position. And so far, we do not have anybody on a flying lap, quite a few drivers on an out lap. So here in a moment, we will take a look at them, taking a look at Ginger Tiger, because, hey, we do have a fan of his in the chat, as you mentioned. So there is the Alpine driver. We'll ride on board with him, take a look at his steering inputs. He just got out of the pits, though, so it's going to be a while before he can find his way back around the track to start his flying lap. Just over 8.5 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, so he's got plenty of time to lay down a lap, maybe 2 if he books it, but it's going to have to be some good laps.
Hopefully he'll have some good laps and try and get himself to get close to Delange, who had a great time with a 121.406. Tadelli, the one to watch, who had a fantastic race last week. Correct me if I'm wrong. He had a fantastic race last week. He's got purple on first sector. Just watching him at the minute. Passing Lesmo corner 1, then coming up to Lesmo corner 2. This is the part where the DRS is going to be absolutely spot on at this point and try and push on as much as possible. He's got McLaren just behind. That might be Tarak. Tarak at 122.118 on the medium tyre. That's a good time, actually, to be fair. But Tadelli has got purple on second sector, Tim, so we might have to watch him to see what time he can try and do. He's 9/10 off. Sorry, 1.1 second. Get ahead of myself. 1.1 second ahead. Well, the gap between himself and Delange. Nitricos did move himself to 6th with 122.366. Here we go, can Tadelli now get ball? No, he doesn't. He misses out by 2/10, Tim. 121.684.
So close to Delange's 121.406. It is just about 0.2 of a second slower there, which, you know, can kind of be a little bit of a massive gap, I guess, as far as time. Of course, you did mention that Tadelli had a fantastic race, and let's just explain how fantastic of a race that was and update you on the point standings. Of course, JP taking the win in Bahrain. He is in the Aston Martin tonight and has not yet set a lap. And then Tadelli finishing in second, so he is second in the points to JP's 25 points. He has 24. And then, of course, in P3 is Tau 92 for the Last and the Furious, and he has got 20 points, so that's your top 3 standings. And of course, going down to the constructors standings, or the team standings rather, is 005 with Tarak and JP on the top spot with 37 points. The Last and the Furious in second with 25 points, and No Michael No in third with 24 points. Of course, that being Smoke and Rustman.
Oh, I love those team names, to be fair. I love those team names. To be fair. Ooh. Someone's just Digitiger has improved his time. Gone ahead of Tadelli by 200ths of a second. Yeah, 200ths of a second. So he moves up to second place. So that's a good time for Digitiger. Tadelli's just laying some of the drivers through pass before Ascari Corner. I'm trying to see who else is on near their times itself. Some boy on the Williams car is just going past Lesmo Corner 2, down the hill underneath the bridge section. Saab has retired. He doesn't feel like he wanted to do the qualifying time at all today. It's 4/10 from Sunboy's time. So, 121.8 by the looks of things anyway. So 121.8. He might move himself up to 5th. He's coming up to Parabolica Corner now. One of the drivers is just really slowing down. Hopefully not cause too much havoc. He's just letting one of the Alfa Romeos through. Here's some boy now. Moves up to 4th, actually. Well, 121.703, Tim.
Pretty decent time from the Williams driver. Don't think he's going to be able to have enough time to get back to the pits, put a fresh set of softs on, and get out there once more. But maybe so. We'll have to wait and see. Going to go ahead and take a look at Michael Luke now. He is on his first flying lap and likely his only flying lap of the session. And, you know, he did get the power issue sorted, thankfully, so he is in here. We'll see what kind of a lap time he can lay down. He's in the Mercedes, arguably the fastest car here, so we'll see what happens.
We'll have to wait and see how everything goes. But Speed Queen did a 121.859. She's doing a great job, actually. Oh, one of the drivers has just gone off track. I'm not sure who that was. I just saw one. It was JP. JP gone way wide. Oh, my God, that was close. That was really close. JP just got himself back onto the track. I don't think he realised about the Alpine car. I believe that might be Russman, actually. So that was very lucky, to be fair. It was weird because JP went off. He was pretty much at the similar time with Speed Quick, as in at the same pace, but he got off track and he got himself back on, and hopefully that's not going to cause too much havoc, shall we say. Michael! No, Michael, no! But yes, Michael, yes, 120.779. Unbelievable stuff, Tim.
And Michael Luke going to the pole at 120.7. I cannot talk today, Malcolm. Maybe I should just turn it over to you and let you name off all the time. Speed Queen 80 going down into the pits, just waiting for someone else to go on a flying lap. Let's take a look at last week's winner of JP. And JP right now going through Parabolica, so he will start his flying lap, and this will be his only flying lap, so he's going to have to make it count. Michael Luke made it count, so maybe JP will as well. Down this front straightaway and starting his lap now. Let's wish JP the best of luck. One of only 2 drivers who have yet to set a time. Of course, Sab, unfortunately, retiring from the session, not going to set a time. So JP is the last driver left to blink, I guess you could say, with just under 3.5 minutes remaining in the qualifying session. Michael Luke leads, Delange in second, with Ginger Tiger in third. The 2 Alpines with Tedeli and Sunboy, your top 5.
Absolutely. While we're watching JP now do his time, he's got purple up. Well, no, it's his first time. 26, I think it was. So let's see what he can try and do, passing to Lesmo corners 1 and 2. While he's doing that, Reen says, I tell you what, this track has felt amazing with the F 2004. Well, basically, every track feels that way with this Legend of the car, though. My ears can't take the noise after 2 laps. Shame they removed the classic. Yeah, it's a shame that they've removed the iconic cars. Imagine they've had the old tracks as well. If you remembered, like the Hockenheim, do you remember the old Hockenheim where you go through the forest as well? That was classic. And he says, Saab is going to have a horrid race with his efforts to only set 1 lap, which crashed out doing. Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, last week Saab was really unlucky. He had a great qualifying. Don't get me wrong, he had a fantastic qualifying. I think it was about halfway or near the end of the race. Almost like I felt really bad for him because I want him to do well. All of us want him to do well. Everyone who watches wants him to do well. I'm hoping that he'll produce the shock and get a decent amount of points for Reigns. He really does need to deserve it, to be fair. If you like what we've seen so far, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. Will be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, and massive help to Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And everyone else, as I said, Tim, they're all going to stack up and try and get the slipstream as qualifying is near the end.
And it figures as much. Of course, that is what you get at Monza. We, of course, do remember the, I don't know, could we call it the infamous qualifying from 2019, where every driver just waited to go out?
That's the one I went to, where everyone just waited patiently just before Parabolica, and then just did not have enough time just to get the lap doing. So,
but would infamous truly be the right word? I feel like it should be. No, it wasn't catastrophic, but it was just everyone was sitting there, and you're like, why is this even happening? Like, we know why, but but it's also ridiculous.
Yeah, it was one of the most ridiculous qualifyings we have ever seen in F1. Yes, there's been a few times with different circumstances at different areas of the years of the F1 series, but that was without doubt one of the top diabolical moments, should we say. But I'm hoping these guys are not doing exactly like that. I'm just watching Tal now. He's just a tenth slower on his time, so he will not improve his time at the moment. Hopefully he'll got enough. I think that qualifying should be ending soon, but he's coming up to Parabolica now. He's just using all that energy and everything that they can. Qualifying has now stopped him. Qualifying has now stopped. Oh, he's teasing us. He didn't want to. I think it was because he had a bit of a bad time, to be fair. So hopefully he'll bounce back as quickly as possible during the race, Tim.
Hopefully so, but Tal still a 122.366. Not really the best lap time, but Tarako's to second, a 121.218. Definitely not messing around there. Now Tarak, he is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage with an extra lap on those soft compound tires, but if track position pays off for him, then maybe it'll be okay. Currently watching O'Steven go down the straightaway, approaching the Ascari chicane. So O'Steven in the Mercedes, of course, his car allocated teammate of Michael Luke does have the pole, a 120.779 to O'Steven's 122.264. So let's see if the other Mercedes driver can get closer to, as I said, his car allocated teammate. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, I will explain it here in just a moment. But in short, just because you're in the same car in the Performance League does not necessarily mean it is your official teammate.
That's true. But wherever in position, as long as you don't get a DNF or DSQ during the race, you'll guarantee points at any position. during the track. Oh, Stephen, he improved his time, but not enough. Look at those times. Look at those times. Well, at the moment, Delange has got himself lost out to pole position to Michael. So Spud is 1:21.4. That's the best time he has done for a very long time, to be fair. George just goes back into the pits. Spud goes back into the pits. I believe that what you see is what you're going to get. Before I go back to Tim, Rain says, Tal struggling out of Parabolica. It's very easy to do with 3rd to 4th gear. Absolutely. Parabolica, you have to be active. You have to place your car right. If you don't, you'll lose at least 5 to 1 second if you don't get the right timing or the right momentum as well. So, I think everyone's all set. We're just waiting for Spud and Azure to kick off, to finish off now. And just as I said that, Tim, I'll let you do the honours for the classification.
And your official starting lineup for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix is Michael Luke on the pole, Delange in 2nd, Tarak in 3rd, Sir Spud in 4th, Ginger Tiger in 5th, Deli in 6th, 7th is Russman, Speed Queen 80 in 8th, 9th is Sunboy, Azuril in 10th, Nitrogash in 11th, 12th is O'Steven Tal in 13th, 14th is JP, last week's winner from Bahrain, Maddie in the 15th position, and Sab in the 16th, who unfortunately did not get to set a time. Will he be able to go from the back to the front? We're going to have to wait and see, but I'd say that likely Sab's going to be starting on the medium or hard compound tires all the way back there.
You would think so. You would think so, unless he's gambling to go on the softs and try and get through the pack as quickly as possible and have a chance. But I think the more safe bet that he has would be probably the mediums would be the way forward. But it just depends on, as long as the guys don't get any issues with, obviously, we haven't even mentioned about the safety car at all during our conversations tonight. So safety cars has obviously in F1 has always been the most important part in any race, especially when you've had a terrible first lap or you've had issues at the start of the first lap. If my calculations are correct, we have an average of 2 safety cars at the Italian Grand Prix, but you've got to be at your very, very best to make sure we don't get that safety car issues, because once you've had that momentum and you get that gap itself, you will have to wait and see how everything goes as well. Hello, Jaden and Levi. How you doing, mate? How you doing, guys? You okay? Says Michael is a beast. He's a beast. Oh, to be fair, though, I forgot to mention, Michael's all right with the qualifying at the knee lately, but it's just been the race pace that he's been struggling the last, pretty much from last season. Do you agree with that, Tim?
I do agree with that, Malcolm. I mean, he has shown a lot of speed, and he has shown a lot of potential, and I believe he joined about halfway through the season last year. So Michael Luke, he's no stranger to this competition. It's just that so far he has had some trouble getting consistent races together. He has been able to do so, correct me if I'm wrong, so he's had some decent results last season as he raced, and we definitely saw how quick he could be. And now today, with that pole position, we are seeing once again just how quick Michael Luke can be.
Oh, don't get me wrong. On his day, as long as he doesn't have any issues, he's fine. He can get a good result tonight. But obviously, remember last week with the Bahrain, there was one mistake that he had, and he got himself all the way back to the grid. So we'll have to wait and see how everything goes as well. Spud says it's going to be a tough race. Well, we'll have to wait and see how everything goes for you, Spud. Hopefully, you won't get caught with any issues during the racing itself. Russman says, evening guys, how you doing, Russman? Hope you're okay and well. Now, Tim, you've been nagging me last season all the time. I've nagged you last week. Who's your top 3 for this race?
Well, I'm going to have to go in any order. Michael Luke. I'm going to wait until I actually see the starting grid, because I want to be, I want to give myself a very precise opportunity to make this decision. I know Michael Luke's going to be one of them. I don't know about the other 2.
I see where you're coming from. I'm going to do the same since you're doing it. I'm going to do the same.
But the more I think about it, though, I am going to go Michael Luke, Sir Spud. I'm feeling like maybe Delange as well. but let's take a look here. Let's just make sure. So we got Michael, Luke, DeLange, Turok, Sir Spud, Junior Tiger. That's your top 5. Tadeli, Russman, Speak Queen 80, Sunboy, and Azurl, your top 10, with Nitro Gash, Steven, Towel, JP, Maddie, and Sab. So Michael, Luke, Sir Spud, and Tadeli. Tadeli, he impressed me last week. He might just be able to go from P6 to at least a P3. We'll see what happens. Honorable mention for DeLange, but up there in that Alpine, it just, I don't know. For some reason, Tadeli's screaming at me.
This is going to be tough, actually. I really do hope DeLange steps up, because I expect him to do well. He's one of the drivers this season that has won the previous the Performance League back in the old days as well. I'm going to say DeLange, Tadeli. And I'm going to go with Turok. I'm sorry, Michael. I know I don't want to leave you out or anything like that at all, but it's if you can improve your race pace, I would have said your name. But I'm going to. It's just been the last few races that he had, he's been struggling in the race pace. So I'm going to say DeLange, Turok, and Tadeli. Top 3.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see as they are going down the straightaway, approaching Parabolica. We'll see just what happens. Michael Luke will be leading them off. And it's going to be a very interesting race, I feel like, Malk. I love Monza. It's a fantastic track. It's a beautiful circuit, and it seems like it never ceases to impress. One way or another, it's always an eventful race at Monza. And in fact, Steven002 down there in the 13th position, let's not forget that he actually scored his very first Invictus Racing League win at this track. I believe that was an F3 race that you and I commentated on about a year or two ago.
How time flies, mate. How time flies. So the drivers are slowly coming up to the grid now, and this is going to be an absolute iconic start. But here we go. We won't wait any longer. I'll let you do the honours, Tim.
And not only it is each and every week, Malk, the drivers just finding their appropriate positions on the grid, and they are ready to go. And you hear those engines revving, you hear those itchy pedal feet, the drivers watching the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix. Michael Luke, it's a good start, but I think DeLange might have got an even better start on the inside. And on the inside, it will be the Alpine who is going to send it, but is he going to be able to clear him out of turn number 2? He clears him out of turn number 1. My goodness, move DeLange up into the first position. Michael Luke all the way back to second now, and DeLange is pulling away. Sir Spud in the Red Bull, he's hanging on to 4th, but just barely, as Turok in the McLaren gets a little bit of an edge on him. Now Tadeli up to 5th from the 6th position. He is putting a lot of pressure on Sir Spud in that Red Bull. Behind, we got a little bit more jostling around position. Sunboy, he is stuck in a little bit of a gaggle there in that Williams car. He is in between an Alpine and a Ferrari, and he's pretty much the meat in the sandwich. Somehow they get away through that chicane without any damage. The Alpine of Ginger Tiger ahead of him in 6th place, and of course Azurl in the Ferrari behind him. Azurl going on the inside trying to make a move, but he has to back out of it. Comes very close to getting to the back of Sunboy.
Absolutely, but DeLange
we got a spinner in the back. It's Nitro Gash. Nitro Gash in the Aston Martin. He spun it back around now, but there might be some damage. There is some debris laying on the track. Not sure if it's damage from Nitro Gash or another car. Unfortunately for Nitro Gash, though, 3 wins last season.
Oh no! Crash! Crash! There's been a crash! Michael's out! Michael is out of the race! We have got the virtual safety car, Tim. Virtual safety car.
And that might be changed to a full safety car. He is right there on the track, practically in the racing line. We did just catch that, Malkin. Not sure who he spun off of, but it looked like he just spun off the nose of somebody straight into the wall, and unfortunately, Michael Luke is done for the day.
DeLange and Turok, they were close together with Michael. Correct me if I'm wrong. That they were close together, so might have to look that back after the race. We'll probably will need to look back on the stewards itself. So. But for now, we've got the virtual safety car. The drivers are just at slow pace, and they have to be within the gap of where they were at the start itself. So Sunboy, Tao, and O'Steven, they have all gone into the pits, Tim.
So So Delange leads Turok in second, Sir Spud in third, Tedeli fourth, fifth is Ginger Tiger, Azurl on your screen you see right there in sixth, Russman in seventh, eighth is Speak Queen 80, JP in ninth, and 10th is Maddie with Sab, Nitro Gasho, Steven Tao, Sunboy, your remainder of the field. Michael Luke, the only DNF after 2 laps around the Monza circuit, still under the virtual safety car, but it's a, oh, and Sunboy has a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. He timed that not so good, so he's going to have to go through the pits once more.
You have to go through the pits, and it looks like Russman just got ahead of Azul for 6th place. That's a good move, actually, just at the nick of time. But can the Ferrari on their hometown to get themselves into something? We've got a two-in-a-bed moment. We could have a two-in-a-bed moment itself. But they're coming to Parabolica Corner now, Russman and Azul. Let's see what they can try and do. They're having a great battle, to be fair. So we're waiting for that situation. So Spurs got the fastest lap of the race at 128.576. Speed Queen, 127.7. Matty, 127. Saab, fastest lap. Will you guys pick a fastest lap? There's so many to pick. Hello Trev, hello Kelly, how you guys doing? Hope you're going well. Reed says, wow, that must be the biggest to crash that far off the sky. Yeah, it was just after the Ascari moments there, Reed. But yeah, mad scenes, to be fair, Tim.
And just still watching the battle between Russman and Azurl. Azurl was trying to make a move on the inside of Russman going to turn number 1, was not able to do so, but I think someone in the top 5 is having an issue getting their car slowed down into the first chicane, because both times now going into that corner I have seen a big puff of smoke, and it wasn't coming from the car I was watching. I'm wondering who it is, so next time around we are going to ride on board with Russman as they go into turn number 1, just to see if I can catch a glimpse of who is giving us the big lockup. Now, why is that significant? If anyone is new, it's because it's going to wear your tires down significantly, and as Malk rightly pointed out there in the qualifying, you really cannot afford that anywhere, but Monza is certainly one that you don't want to
crash! Crash! JP's out! JP's out after Ascari. It was a nasty crash at the back. I believe he gone out wide after the Ascari corner, and he completely lost the wheel. Completely lost it. I told you, Tim, Ascari is not being great for some of these drivers tonight. And I tell you what, I mean, actually, it's been a mad start, to be fair, at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Oh, man.
And meanwhile, Turok, Delange, and Sir Spud, your top 3. And now the DRS is enabled and the virtual safety car has been lifted. Delange and Turok are going to go mono and mono here for a little bit. Sir Spud back there in third. He's kind of hanging out, waiting in the wings, trying to catch these guys. Of course, he's just about the same distance from Delange as Delange is from Turok. So it's a nice, even what will soon turn into a DRS train. But Sir Spud has lost a little bit through the first Lesmo corner, it looks like, and maybe through the second as well. He's just flirting with being in DRS range. Not sure if he actually was able to pick it up that time around. We'll go ahead and take a look at his back wing. Unfortunately, Sir Spud, no DRS, and that is going to hinder him significantly as they approach Ascari, because Delange was able to pick up that DRS right before they got out of that second Lesmo corner, and now it is just Turok and Delange. Sir Spud is pretty much off in the distance, but the wrong way.
Oh, Tedeli lost it then at Ascari nearly, but now it's brought Ginger Tiger into play. This is where the DRS is going to be inactive. Oh my god, that was close. Coming up to Parabolica Corner now. Here we go. Can Tedeli now use that slipstream and try and get close to Ginger Tiger as much as possible. He's going to have a chance. We could have a two in a bed moment. Oh, Ginger Tiger just stopped him from making that move. Just defended as well, to be fair. So he's defended really well, to be fair. So Ginger Tiger just holding on for dear life against Tedeli from 4th to 5th, Tim.
So going back to take a look at Ginger Tiger just ahead of him, who is closing in on Sir Spud quite significantly. He should have the DRS once we get out of the two Lesmos. Oh my goodness, and was that Tedeli? I think it was, in the AlphaTauri that just overshot the chicanes. Could not get the car slowed down. Somehow avoided picking up a time penalty, but that was very close. He was flirting with a time penalty. I'd say that he might not want to do that again. I feel like he's got at least one warning, maybe 2 at this point.
Well, yeah, definitely. And today he's going to be under a lot of pressure, because can Russman make the move, or is he just going to wait? Yeah, he's just going to be patiently wait. Oh, clean close to Tedeli onto the Ascari corner. Now they're going down the straight, coming up to Parabolica now. This is where you need to use all that energy, or as much of that energy as possible, because the slipstreams is absolutely crucial at this point. They're coming to the Parabolica Corner now. Oh, Tadeli's gone wide. Tadeli's gone wide, and now it's brought Russman into play. Russman's going to serve ahead. He will have the DRS as well. Boy, yes, he has. He's got the DRS. So can Tadeli get himself back into this? Or can Russman hold on for dear life? He has. He's holding himself just ahead into turn 1. Yeah. So just have to wait and see how everything goes as well. So, Tim, who are you watching so far?
I was actually watching the same battle you were on. Now going to go back to Ginger Tiger, who still is just slowly eating away at that gap at Sir Spud. But it seems like he can gain on him in the first sector, and it's like Sir Spud's a little bit more consistent through the second and third, so he's able to keep the Alpine behind him. But Sir Spud had an issue through that last chicane right before the Lesmos, so now it is Ginger Tiger who has gotten even closer and might have a run on him down the DRS straightaway before they get to Ascari. He's got the slipstream. He was within 4/10. I think that should be close enough to take advantage of this DRS. He's going to be looking on the inside, but he just barely ran out of room before he could get underneath the Red Bull, so he has to follow Sir Spud through once more. Ginger Tiger using that curve maybe a little too much. That car rotated quite a bit, but he was able to hang on to it, and now he's just using the slipstream, no DRS down this straightaway as they approach Parabolica. There is a DRS detection zone there, so regardless, it will be Ginger Tiger with the DRS down the front straightaway. This might be Sir Spud's undoing as far as that P3 at the moment, but it doesn't matter where he's running now. It only matters where he's running 20 laps from now as Ginger Tiger looks on the inside. A side-by-side battle. I think it's going to be an easy pass. It is, as Sir Spud falls back in line, and a big lockup. Who was that from? That was from Delange, I do believe. So now we have found our lockup culprit in the turn number 1. It is the Alpine of Delange.
Have you solved the mystery of the lockup of the car, Tim? Have you solved it? No, to be fair. So, can Russman now try and close the gap onto Sir Spud? Again, I mean, can Ginger Tiger now hold on and try and chase Delange in second place? But one thing we haven't mentioned about is Tarak. Tarak has done a great job, to be fair, and he's done a fantastic job to keep ahead of Delange at the start, and also keep that consistency going.
So just watching Tadeli now, who is having a little bit of a battle with Speed Queen 80 a moment ago, but not quite happening anymore. Speed Queen 80, though, they're in P6, as you can see, just in between Russman and Tadeli. We'll go back and take a look, though, at our leader just real quick. There is Tarak as he approaches Parabolica. You can see Delange 1.3 seconds behind him, and still a fairly close fight going on between Sir Spud and Ginger Tiger. Of course, Russman slowly making his way up through the field, and Russman's a driver who I think we need to be keeping our eye on, not just today, but my goodness, I saw it too, Malk. It was Ginger Tiger and Sir Spud not messing around. Sir Spud goes around Ginger Tiger on the inside, move him back up into the third position. Ginger Tiger back to fourth, and Russman in fifth. He is still there waiting to find a way around these guys. But going back to what I was saying is he was in contention for the championship battle last season. Lost it in the final race to ARL. So Russman, he knows his stuff. He knows the Performance League, and he is definitely going to be one to watch as far as the championship goes and this race goes. And I think that I don't even have to talk him up, because all you got to do is watch him and watch it how he can move through the field, and you can understand that this is a driver that has his sights set on one ultimate goal, and that is not just winning races, but winning championships.
You have to wait and see how everything goes. You have to wait and see where everything goes on there. So just see how everything goes during the... Sorry, I'm repeating myself like a record player. Let's see how everything goes during the Ascari corners itself. So let's see if Russman can try and get himself bounced to try and put the pressure on. But Ginger Tiger and Russell Spud will be swapping places between them two for third and fourth respectively. So we'll watch that in a moment. AJLS, how you doing? The champion from last season. It's a shame that you're not here. Just hello boys, how you doing? So yeah, just hopefully that we'll wait to see how everything goes. Well, good to see you back actually, mate. Yeah, so Reen says no corner cutting time penalties over there. Yeah, Russman almost spun. Yeah, he did. He nearly got spun there, Reens. Russman's a great competitor. Pushed me to the end. He'll definitely challenge me ARL. That was it, ARL. So it's good to see him back. But if you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes tonight. Be a massive help to myself and Tim as the commentators, and massive help to Invictus Racing League YouTube channel. It's been an absolute great race so far at the Italian Grand Prix as well. So Tim, there's so much battles going on. We just don't know which one to pick. I mean, Delange is getting close now to Tarak. It was 1.1 about a few laps ago, so we'll have to wait and see how everything goes. So we'll watch that battle going on, Tim.
Yeah, and Delange, here's an interesting stat that some people may or may not know, is that Delange currently has 7 wins in the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance Leagues series overall. He has 7 wins out of his entire career. As you see Tarak actually dive down into the pit, so Delange will lead this lap. Now, why is that number 7 significant? Well, it's because he is tied, a 3-way tie between himself, Yas, and Scopefielder, 2 drivers who unfortunately do not run the PlayStation League anymore, for the winningest driver in the series. If Delange were to pick up just 1 single win this season, he will have 8 wins, and with it, the title of being the winningest driver in the PlayStation's Realistic Performance League.
Could it be tonight? Could it be tonight? That's a big question. I think if he can get out of trouble and not cause any havoc, which he's doing a fantastic job at the minute, just getting himself ahead of a Red Bull car of some spud. 2.3 seconds of the gap, and feel like your famous words, Tim, Dr. Feelgoods coming up soon. I'll miss those words. Dr. Feelgoods, Tim.
I always seem to work them in every single stream, and you are right, Taraki's got himself a fresh set of medium tires on that McLaren, and I think those medium tires, maybe they'll take him to the end. I'll be honest, Malk, I'm going to pose that question to you. I feel like you probably have had a little bit more experience around Monza in recent weeks than I have.
To be honest, the mediums should be able to last 17 laps, but watch out for the last 2, probably about the last 2 or 3 laps near the end, because the tyre wear is going to be absolutely atrocious as long as they don't damage their strategy at all. Because when you get into that battle, Tim, when you get into that battle, that's it, you lose out so much. And the tyre wear is going to be absolutely atrocious coming up to the end as well. So IRL says, don't worry, I'll be back. Good man. Ring says, yeah, we just watched that battle between Southern and the DRS zone, probably. IRL says, can't wait to be back in season 15, hopefully bring back Jeff's new friends, hopefully so. Delange is just, I think he's just got out of the pits. Tarak has got ahead of Delange. That's the crucial point of it all, Tim. Tarak has already done pretty much one lap of those tyres, to be fair, but Delange will be, well, as I say, he will try and push as much as possible, Tim.
That he will, and he got out, I think, almost a second ahead of Delange, so he did actually gain a little bit on that undercut, not as much as maybe he would have liked to, but he did certainly gain on Delange, as Delange was closing in on him, but with those slightly fresher medium tires, just maybe Delange will have a little bit more toward the end of this race. Sir Spud, of course, now leads this race with Ginger Tiger and Rustman, your top 3, Speak Queen 80, and Sab, your top 5. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League, brought to you in partnership by GridFinder.com, Nelco Hall, and Driver61. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole, as we see 2 of the top 3 drivers pit. Sir Spud going to stay out there for at least another lap, extending those soft tires to 11 laps on them now, as well as Speak Queen 80 and Sab, except Sab has got medium tires on, and he started in the 16th position. And I'll tell you what, Sab, both last season and this season, has not had the season that he wants to have. Even last week, he had a good run going for him, wrecked out, and he was clearly just gutted and very dejected with what happened. So we're all just kind of secretly pulling for Sab to have a good day somewhere, just so he can maybe get the confidence back that that he needs to perform to the level that we know he certainly can do. We have seen him both in the commentator's booth and as well in the race car, and both times he can certainly excel. Sometimes you just find yourself in a little bit of a slump, or sometimes, even though you do everything right, a little bit of bad luck is going to prevent you from winning that race, getting that podium, getting that single point that you need to feel good about yourself. But sooner or later, it will come. And hopefully Sab can walk away today with his head held high, thinking that he at least did the best that he could and had a good day. And with it being lap 12 of 27, finding himself in P3, so far so good.
At the moment, I really don't want to jinx or anything like that at all, because I want Sam to do well as well. But we need to watch out for him, actually, because he'll be the one to say when he's going to pit, so we'll roughly know how long those medium tyres can last. You would expect to get probably about 18 laps, 17, 18 laps, but the last few laps of the tyre wear of the mediums is going to be atrocious, so you have to watch out for that. And it looks like Tarak goes to the head of Nigagash. I do apologise. We mentioned about Sab because we wanted to do well enough. But yeah, just see how Tarak is trying to now push on. Yellow flag set to 1. That is Spud. What's happened to Spud? Spud. Ortinelli! Oh my god, he caught the grass, he caught the curb, and that could have been catastrophic moments, Tim.
So apparently Monza just does not agree with Tadelli. That's the second time now that we have seen him have an issue through a chicane.
Absolutely. Hopefully he'll try and bounce back as quickly as possible. But now what we see, majority of the drivers are all split out now. But I'm hoping Spud is not going to lose any confidence with the momentum of that the first sector incident as well. I didn't see what happened with you. I think he made a mistake at the chicane. The turn 1, turn 2 point of view as well. So to come up to the Ascari corners now. Hopefully they'll try and put some more emphasis into this. But remember, what we forgot, Speed Queen is very good at the tyre wear incident, like the tyre wear, for saving a lot. And I'll say that again, she saves a lot of the tyre wear. So I wouldn't be surprised if she pits in the next 2 or 3 laps for the mediums, Tim.
And that would be very crucial, because if the medium tires wear out at the end and are abysmal, as you're saying, then maybe she could have even more than everyone else, and she could actually, put that car where maybe a few other drivers can't due to the tire loss. So Speed Queen 80, if a safety car were to come out, would be her absolute best friend. Otherwise, she is pretty much at the mercy of her own tires and her own strategy. And Speed Queen 80 is a sleeper driver. One of those drivers that doesn't make a lot of noise, doesn't always perform and get results, but she's always there. She seems to be in contention, even if it doesn't play out at the end of the race.
Sorry, Tadelli has spun at just after the first sector. Through the chicane. He lost out, caught the curb again, lost his front wing, and he's pretty much he's still on with his race, but he's lost the front wing tip.
And that car's going to be nearly impossible to drive back, and we now do have a full safety car. And guess what, Malk? That was Speed Queen 80's best friend, and she's diving down into the pits to get herself a fresh set of Dr. Feelgood tires under this safety car condition. Sab likely will do the same just behind her as well. The thing with Sab, he's going to have to go onto those soft compound tires, but we've seen drivers stretch them to 9, 10, 11, 12 laps, 13 for Speed Queen 80. So quite frankly, I think that with the lesser fuel in the car, that is very possible for Sab, and that might have been Sab's best friend as well. The question is, will Speed Queen 80 come out on the podium spot? It's going to be very close. Ginger Tiger and Russman jump her, but she will just barely get out there in third place in front of Sir Spud. No, she won't actually. That was incredibly close, but Sir Spud just barely got in front of her, so Speed Queen 80 on a fresh set of mediums lines up in the 4th position. So the safety car helped her out. She is definitely higher up in the running order. But there for a moment, it looked like she might be able to exit the pits in first. Ultimately, that was not the case. It is Ginger Tiger, Russman, Sir Spud, your top 3. Then Speed Queen 80, Azurl, your top 5. Sab finds himself in 6th. Tarak in 7th. 8th is Nitrogash. 9th is Tal and Delange. In the 10th position with Maddie, O'Steven, Tadelli, and Sunboy. The remainder of the runners on track, JP and Michael Luke, the 2 DNFs so far. And the safety car, even though it was likely because of Sunboy's front wing, Tadelli's front wing, actually did help him, and now he finds himself in front of Sunboy instead of behind Sunboy.
Yeah, so
until Sunboy passes him on track because he was in the pits.
I was just about to say, but you beat me to it, Tim. You beat me to it. Damn you. But yeah, this is what we'll say. The safety car now, because majority of the drivers all had like 3 or 4 second gaps in between. This is now theoretically like another. It feels like another 25% race, because that's where we get the bunch of the cars getting close and get the battles that we need. Now, I'm just reading some of the comments, guys. IRL says Sab can have a good advantage at the end. Hopefully he will with the softs, he will be, but Nigel Gash is very lucky after that, not from his mistake or anything, he was just unfortunate at the first lap, but again, he's in 8th place, so it'll be good to see what he can try and do with the softs. Rain says DRS trade is what you need basically to survive and not use up your ERS. A lot spread out now, drivers, this was earlier on, but yeah, you do need the DRS train, you do need to try and keep up with the momentum, because this track can be decisive. That's the right word to say. But basically, if you make a mistake, you could lose out so much time, and if you don't get that slipstream from that other driver, you're going to be struggling like mad. Rain says today doesn't know how lucky he is. A, to not crash out. B, safety car. And C, not disqualified for going the wrong one. Absolutely yes, yes, and absolutely yes for those 3 queries on from Rain's point of view. But this is quite interesting now, Tim, because it kind of feels like what's going to happen. At the moment, Saab's in 5th on the softs. Nigel Gash is in 7th with the softs. Same with Delange. Delange, who had a great first start of the race, he's dropped himself down to 9th. And Stephen with the softs as well, and Tadelli on the softs. These guys who are on the medium tyres who are fresh now, well, Tao's on 13 laps already on those mediums, so he's going to have to go all the way to the end regardless, unless there's another safety car. But I'm hoping we'll have a few more unbelievable moments, I reckon. Well, Tadelli's just, I reckon the safety car will not come in this lap. It will probably be either, I reckon, next lap or so. But from this situation, Tim, I reckon we're going to have quite a few 2 in the beds and 3 in the bed moments, or like 2 wide or 3 wide scenarios.
Well, one thing that I'm noticing, though, is that Tadelli plans to not mess around whatsoever. And Speed Queen 80, something's going on with her. Did she have a little bit of a spin? She just dropped a couple of positions.
No, because the drivers that were already pitted a few laps earlier before the safety car, they got ahead.
Well, no, now she's back to 4th, so there might be a bit of a communication issue there, but we'll go back to Tadelli. Now, Tadelli in the AlphaTauri, as I said, he is just not going to be messing around, because you saw that he had to pit for a fresh set of tires and a new front wing, but he has since pitted again, it seems, which is why we're not going back green, but he's put these soft tires on, so he has full confidence in his ability to use those soft tires to his advantage and pick up a few places. Now, as Malk said in the qualifying, every single position in the Performance League will score points as long as you finish the race. So it doesn't matter if we have 20 drivers and you finish in 20th. As long as you finished, you will score points. So where Tadelli is now, if the race were to end at this very moment, he would still pick up points. It would still be a points-paying day for him. Not as much, obviously, as a podium, but you take what you can get in racing. So it's not the fact that he's racing for points. He's not racing to get into the top 10. It's not a matter of no points or points. It's just a matter of more points.
Absolutely. The points mean prizes. Remember that, Tim. Points means prizes. Feels like we're on a game show as well, to be fair. Safety cars
points mean prizes and a headache the next day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rain says desync issues. Saw this with Delange a dozen laps ago, so we might have some desync issues, Tim. That's what he was on about with the Speed Queen. I think Speed Queen sat into with the position itself. But let's go back to Ginger Tiger now. Ginger Tiger is technically the safety car leader. He has to bunch the cars up, and he needs to get a good start, because this is going to be one hell of a train to start with. Here we go. Can they all survive turn 1? That's the question. Ginger Tiger needs to get a good start, because Russman's not messing about, and they're off now, Tim. They're off now.
Ginger Tiger, Russman, and Sir Spud, your top three as they race down into turn number one. And Russman already going to go for the move on the inside of Ginger Tiger, but will he be able to get it? Yes, he does, but does he clear him? No, he doesn't. He doesn't even get the move. Oh my goodness, and he goes a little bit wide, pushes Ginger Tiger off the track. That was a little bit of a corner cut, and they were very lucky to get out of that without any damage as far as I can tell. A little bit in the back, though, there is a big gaggle of cars. Currently watching Nitro Gas trying to make a move on the outside of Sab, and he does so. Move Nitro Gas up into fifth.
What a move! Round the outside, unbelievable stuff. Russman just
and
got ahead of Spud.
DeLange just spun. He gets the car back, turned around, finds himself in the 10th position instead of the 9th position, but he has dropped back a lot more than what he definitely wanted to. So in P10 now is DeLange. O'Steven just ahead of him, and now Tarot going around Sab. They're having a nice battle here. Sab on the outside going to use that momentum to carry him through, but which one got the DRS? It looks like it might have been Sab with the rear wing open. Not sure, though. Let's go at... Well, actually, there is no DRS. I just forgot because we came back from a safety car restart, so that is just pure pace that you were watching there, and they're still side-by-side through Ascari. Sab might have pushed Tarok off a little bit through the grass, and Tarok goes over the wall. Is he out of the race? No, he's not. My goodness, though, he's going to lose a ton of positions. There you see Tarok, and he is trying to hang on to the car, and he just does not. So he is wrecked off the track once again, and we are under another virtual safety car.
Wow. We might have had the desync issue. I think some of the drivers have had some wing damage because they got knocked from one car to another. That's probably why there was a few drivers struggling through the track itself. But at the moment, Ginger Tiger, do you want to call him the silent assassin? Because he's just doing his race, and we haven't mentioned about him as much in this race, have we, Tim?
I thought that we had a silent assassin, and I don't remember if it was Ginger Tiger.
Do you want to call him the silent assassin at the minute in the Italian Grand Prix? Because at the moment he's in first place and doing a stellar of a job. But remember, Russman, who challenged ARL last season in the Performance League, he ain't going to give up this position, is he?
No way Russman's going to be giving up his position. What I'm seeing right now is that the soft tires are not as quick around here as maybe we would like to believe. Sab dropped back tremendously. You got a lot of guys right now that are on the fresh soft tires, but at this point, they're just, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. They're just trying to get the freshest tire, the fastest tire, to try to make up some positions. But ideally, if you're in the track position that you find Ginger Tiger and Russman in right now, while we are back under green flag racing, the medium tires are definitely going to be the way to go. And with only 6 laps on them, some of them being safety car laps and VSC laps, they have yet to reach their optimal temperature. So I'd say that will be coming in just a handful of laps. So we might see a nice battle between these two drivers as Russman using the slipstream to get by Ginger Tiger. And he does clear him this time, no contact. So everything's A-okay this time around. Ginger Tiger now going back on the offensive with Sir Spud back there in third. You just see him just over a second behind Ginger Tiger. He can get some DRS off of Ginger Tiger if he gets a little bit closer to him, but he is really flirting with losing the opportunity of DRS.
Absolutely. But you know what we've not mentioned about at all? There's been no penalty at all during this race. Are we going to have the first ever time for a very long time to have a penalty-free race?
Well, the
at Invictus.
It might finish that way. However, some boy did pick up a drive-through penalty. But, of course, with the safety cars that we have had and the virtual safety cars, he's more or less brought himself back into contention for at least racing for some type of position. Of course, that position being the 12th position right now with Tedeli ahead of him. So this is going to be a nice tight battle for what is essentially not last on track. Of course, Tedeli 3.3 seconds behind Sab in 11th place. So Sunboy, if he gets around the AlphaTauri driver, will likely do no better than the 12th position today. But again, it's still going to be picking up points as we go back to the top 3 because Sir Spud is gaining on Ginger Tiger.
Yeah, he's getting close to Ginger Tiger, but go watch out for Nitrogash because he's the fastest fastest. He's in, let's say, the first lot with the soft tyres itself, so we're going to have to watch out for him. He's 5/10 beyond Sir Spud, which Sir Spud chased in Ginger Tiger. It could be on for a classic finish. After what happened at the start, this could be a brilliant, whatever happens, this will be a brilliant recovery after what happened at lap 1. And what a race so far from Nitrogash, Tim.
Yeah, Nitrogash, as we take a look now at where he started, it looks like he has gained himself a whopping 7 positions today and currently in fight for a podium position with Sir Spud. So Nitrogash having one of the best races of his life, I'd say, here, and he's just, I'd say he's wanting to get by Sir Spud and then the checkered flag instantly fly. But we pretty much have a 4-car battle for the lead, so Nitrogash could even be on for a win. So let's not count that out as well, as Tiger is now closing in on Russman, and I think that he might just be able to have him because Russman's going to be a sitting duck on the front straightaway. But oh my goodness, he gets into the back of him just a little bit. Is there wing damage on the Alpine? I think he might be okay, but that hindered his speed. So now Sir Spud's going to have an opportunity to get around the Alpine, and here we go. Sir Spud's got the DRS, but Ginger Tiger does as well. So we got DRS versus DRS, and they're going to split. Russman 3 wide.
Oh, get in! Come on! Oh, what a move from Sir Spud! He called on! The old veteran has done it! He's trying to hold on for as much as possible, but what a battle! From 3rd to 1st. Mad! Absolutely mad!
And Russman and Ginger Tiger then battling side by side is doing nothing but helping Sir Spud. If Sir Spud can find a little bit more pace, he can get out of DRS range from these guys, and in doing so might put himself in position to win this Grand Prix. Right now it is still anybody's race all the way back to Nitrogash in 4th. But Sir Spud is, I think he's just out of DRS range from Russman. Did Russman get the DRS? No, he didn't. That rear wing is closed. So Sir Spud can pull away a little bit. However, I think Russman has got slightly more pace than Sir Spud. As you see, he has been able to gain on him as they approach the Ascari chicane. The question is, does Sir Spud get a better exit, or does Russman continue his charge back to the front? We have seen just how quick Russman can be, and now that he is leaving Ginger Tiger in the dust, he has his sights set on one ultimate goal today, and that is to win this race. But Sir Spud in first, he wants to get his 7th Realistic Performance League win. If he wins today, he will be tied with Delange, Scopebuilder, and Yas for the winningest driver in the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League history. So a lot on the line today for Sir Spud, not to mention that he has not had a win in quite a while.
Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, we've got 6. You heard me right. We've got 6 cars could be on for a win at the Monza, at the Italian Grand Prix. Mamma mia! Unbelievable stuff. And Delange could get ahead of Stephen. Coming up to the chicane part after the first sector. Oh my God, this could be a classic, Tim.
And technically speaking, now we do have those 6 cars as Delange now goes into 5th place around O'Steven. So move Delange up into the top 5 once again. Those soft tires at least paying off a little bit for the Alpine driver. A little bit of an unfortunate circumstance that he's had to deal with today. Looked to be on for a win there briefly. Now it's looking like the best he can do is maybe a podium, and that's a big maybe as he finds himself about 2 seconds behind. There was a little bit of a battle there. It looked like O'Steven was trying to get back around Delange, was not able to do so going into the Ascari chicane, but now we've got 4 cars pretty much behind Sir Spud, and he is leading this train into Parabolica, and Russman will have the DRS, so will Ginger Tiger, so will Nitrogash off of the car in front of them. So Sir Spud's going to be a sitting duck. He better hope that Ginger Tiger challenges Russman and challenges him hard, because Russman, he's going to be coming, and he is going to be hungry. Lap 24 of 27, the final laps of the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix, and Russman going on the outside. It's going to turn to the inside on turn 2, but Spud was able to get ahead of him.
Spud holds on. Look at this. Russman, Ginger Tiger, Nitrogash. They're all hungry for the podium stuff, or try and challenge the Spud for the win. Oh my God, this is going to be a classic. I can feel it. I can feel it at this. Ginger Tiger trying to hold on for dear life. Coming to the chicane part. Now coming to Lesmo corners 1 and 2. This is going to be a dramatic... Can we have a photo finish? Are we going to have a photo finish at the end of this race? Can we have that? I would hope so. That'll be a classic, Tim.
we're going to have to wait and see now for lap 24 of 27. This is the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix, brought to you in partnership by Nailco Hall, Driver 61, and GridFinder.com. Big thank you to our sponsors for jumping on board, supporting the stream and the league as a whole. Not sure what driver they are pulling for, but I know that I'm just pulling for a good, fantastic finish, and that's exactly what we are seeing. Look at that line of cars all the way back to the Alpine of DeLand. You are correct, now 6 cars in line who could potentially find their way up front, but I think realistically it's between Sir Spud, Russman, and Ginger Tiger. Those top 3 guys are really the class of the field at the moment. Nitro Gash, though, a little bit of a sleeper. As we said, he's had a fantastic day there in 4th. He just can't quite find his way into the 3rd position around Ginger Tiger, and through turn 1 once again, and Sir Spud will lead out of turn number 2. Russman half a second back, 0.4 of a second back now, so he can gain on Sir Spud, and he will likely have the DRS down the straightaway as they approach the Ascari chicane, so that might be an opportunity for an overtake for the AlphaTauri, and it looked like Sir Spud had a bit of an issue through the 1st sector there, so Russman gained dramatically, but now this is Sir Spud's bread and butter, the 2nd and 3rd sectors. That is where Sir Spud pretty much excels, and he has already found himself into the 0.7 of a second ahead of Russman, but now Russman will get the DRS.
Sorry, Tim. Sorry to interrupt there. Ginger Tiger lost it at Lesmo Corner 2. Tedeli is out after the Ascari crash. Steven goes up ahead of Ginger Tiger, but now Nigel Gash, he's in 3rd place and challenging to get close enough to. Oh my God, they've gone wide at Ascari. Oh my God, Tim. I don't know what to say. This is unbelievable racing, Tim. Sorry, I don't know what to say.
And through Parabolica, looking out the back of Nitro Gash's car and looking at O. Steven trying to get around him. Nothing this time. O. Steven should have the DRS on him. And there you see that rear wing open. So O. Steven's going to go around him on the inside. Meanwhile, we're going to have to rejoin Russman, because Russman up there with Sir Spud is having a nice tight battle. If it'll let me actually take a look at it. There we go. Russman in 2nd place, but O. Steven finding himself in 3rd now around Nitro Gash and Ginger Tiger now having a bit of a battle. And now it was the 2 Alpines I saw making a little bit of contact as well, so Ginger Tiger not very happy about losing out to O. Steven. Was Nitro Gash, now O. Steven with the 3rd place position, but he finds himself back in 6th, back to Sir Spud and Russman, lap 26 of 27. This is the battle that matters. This is the one that all the eyes are on. This is the one for all the marbles, all the whatever that is at stake here. Maybe the winning lottery ticket, we don't know at this point, but it's Sir Spud who is just somehow able to keep ahead of Russman, and Russman's been fast all day long. Someone in the chat actually said Sir Spud's race pace was coming, and quite frankly, they had the foresight that I did not. I could realistically see a podium. I could not see him holding off Russman for as long as he has, and he's going to have to do it for one more lap, because it's coming to the white flag. Once they get out of this final corner, Russman, he has probably been saving his ERS, so Sir Spud had better be prepared to defend like he has never defended before if he wants to win at Monza. He does get a little bit of a better exit out of Parabolica, but ultimately that DRS is going to benefit Russman more so than any exit could for Sir Spud, but I don't think he's going to get there through turn 1, so that is 1 DRS zone down. We still have 1 more to go for the Red Bull driver. It looks like Russman tried to go on the outside just briefly, but ultimately was no gap there, and now O. Steven has brought himself up to the back of Russman, so O. Steven's challenging for the 2nd position, maybe even the 1st position if something were to happen to Sir Spud. And realistically, if Sir Spud, Russman, if either of those guys were able to pick up a 3-second time penalty, it would be O. Steven's place to benefit from.
Oh, definitely. But we'll have to wait and see how everything goes. We're on the final lap, guys. We're on the final lap. If you liked this race, if you like what you're seeing, make sure you press that like button on this stream as well. Please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live race itself. We are aiming for at least 10 likes tonight, guys. We're aiming for at least 10 likes. And we're at the finale. And here we go. Cancer Spud, the veteran, hold on against the challenging Russman.
Malk, I think he is, because Russman, he just lost it a little bit out of the Ascari chicane. He's now 1.2 seconds back. It is Sir Spud's race to lose as O. Steven now challenges Russman for the 2nd position. Going into Parabolica, it's side by side, some contact, but somehow O. Steven gets by, and I'm thinking it's O. Steven in 2nd place, but it's going to be Sir Spud. It's going to cross the line, and he will win his 7th Performance League race in the Italian Grand Prix. O. Steven in 2nd, Russman in 3rd. A job well well done. Could have been a win. Came up a little bit short, but a podium nonetheless. DeLange in fourth. His title will have to wait another day because now he has another driver that he's going to have to beat for that title. That is Sir Spud, who has found himself in victory lane.
Unbelievable. What a drive from Sir Spud. And that great move that he did when he overtook from third to first, that's going to be one of the best moves we have seen this season. Period. I'll say that. Clearly, that was one of the best moves we have seen so far. We'll get them in a moment or two. But driver of the day is O'Stephen. Yeah, O'Stephen, again, he's going to be another one of these Silent Assassins drivers, to be fair, to see what they can try and do in the racing itself. But Sir Spud, well done to him. He's just won the Italian Grand Prix. What a drive. Unbelievable stuff. And well done to O'Stephen as well for another podium, for a podium finish as well. But what a drive, Tim. What a drive. And I'll let you do the last bit of the classification before we bring the drivers in.
And your official finishing results for the Monza. Something, I don't know what I'm saying. Malk, I'm so excited right now. That was such a fantastic finish that I wanted to say, something about speed, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I need to get a, one of those radar guns or something and clock the driver's speed. But your official finishing results for the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Realistic Performance League Italian Grand Prix is Sir Spud in first, O'Stephen in second, Russman in third, fourth is DeLange, Nitro Gash in fifth, Ginger Tiger in sixth, seventh is Speed Queen 80, Sab in eighth, ninth is Maddie, Sunboy in 10th, Howell in 11th, 12th is Azurl, Tadeli in 13th, 14th is Tarak, JP in 15th, 16th is Michael Luke. We will talk to our top three drivers of Sir Spud, O'Stephen, and Russman here in just a moment. But, Malk, wow. I mean, I do have to agree with your sentiments that this is, regardless of what happens for the remainder of the season, this is definitely one of the best races that we have seen this season. If, for some reason, at the end of the season, this is not among the top five, then I want to know what we are in store for.
Well, if this is the second race of the season, out of 15, unbelievable. We're going to have a classic. We're going to have an absolute classic season, whatever happens. Well, we said that every single season, but I kind of feel like this is going to be the build-up to it all. We had the veteran of Sir Spud who won. I think that's one of his best ever wins, actually, for a very, very long time. He's been waiting for that coming. Stephen out of nowhere after that struggles at Bahrain last week. And Russman, I feel like he's one of the challengers as well. So great drive from those guys, to be fair. Unbelievable stuff. But guys, I know you've just all joined into the commentators box. Before you say anything, please make sure you allow voice to be shared. It's set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings. And there's an option called Allow Voice to be Shared. Make sure it's set to Always Allow. So while the guys are slowly getting themselves ready and for the interview questions, can I just say thank you to everyone that's watched the stream. That was, without doubt, one great race. We had at one point, six cars, Tim. 6 cars that could have won the race. And we did not know who could have won that, to be fair. But absolute iconic stuff as well. So, guys, all drivers, are you all set, ready to go?
Yep.
All good? Yep, ready to go. So, I'll pass you over to Tim, who will do the interview questions. So, cheers for that, guys. Tim, I'll let you do the honours.
And Sir Spud, I'm sure that you have been waiting for this interview for quite a long time now. With this win today, not only have you won for the first time in quite a while in the Invictus Racing League, you have now accomplished a feat that you have been waiting to accomplish. You now have 7 wins in the Performance League. That means that you are tied as the winningest driver between yourself, DeLange, Yas, and Scopefielder. Tell us just how you feel.
Oh, I'm over the moon. I really am over the moon. As soon as I took over Russman and Ginger Tiger, I did it yesterday as well, not with them two, but in the F3 League, I overtook 2 down the start-finish straight, and I thought, well, as long as I can stay in front, I knew I had the downforce for the rest of the lap to go around the corner because I was pulling away a little bit, but that was tough. That was very tough. But 7 wins. Look out, Delange. I'm after your record, mate. I'm coming for it.
And we were talking about Delange earlier in the stream, saying how if he won today, he would be the winningest driver. But now he's just got one more driver that he's going to have to beat. So when the safety car came out, that obviously did pay dividends for you. At any time, were you doubting your ability to win this race, or did you even care? Were you just ready to go out there and see what happens?
Well, I knew I'd have to fight for third, especially with Delange and Tarak. I was just a bit disappointed that he crashed out and Delange pitted, because it could have been a good fight towards the end. Could have been like a 9 car at the end or something, but for when I saw Delange pit, I was like, why is he pitting? I thought he could stay out. He's not long pitted for mediums. I thought they'd be perfectly fine to the end. But he probably thought it weren't going to last, so he's just pitted, which, to be honest, I'm glad he did, because it made him win. I was shaking towards the end, last 3 laps. I was just concentrating very well. And Russman put up a good fight towards the end, trying to get closer and closer, but I just managed to hold him off just.
And we can tell that you are very excited, Spud, and congratulations on your win. We'll go talk to your competitor now of Russman. Okay. So, Russman, I know you finished third, not second, but I do want to get your thoughts on that, because that was such a close battle there between you and Sir Spud. So, what ultimately led to you just not quite having the pace there at the end to get by him, because you moved through the field just fantastically today, and you lost it out of the Ascari chicane on the final lap. But what was it? Was it tire wear? Was Sir Spud just a little too much faster than you?
Yeah, probably a high heart rate as well. Like Spud, I was just shaking. I wanted so badly to get the job done, but no, I think you mentioned it there with Spud. The safety car paid dividends for us. We stayed out on our softs a little bit later, so when the safety car came out, we didn't pit, obviously, and our mediums were still relatively fresh to go to the end. By the end, yeah, they were battered. I was struggling, but I was just concentrating so hard, saying to myself, get a good exit. At the same time, I'm trying to manage my battery, trying to save enough up for a final go. And yeah, coming out of Ascari, I was just thinking, good exit. I was focusing so hard on trying to do what I could to have one final effort at catching Spud, and messed it right up. And all of a sudden, Stephen came out of nowhere. I couldn't quite believe that, because I thought it was nitric acid that was chasing me down. But no, it sounded like an epic race by all accounts. It was good fun to be a part of. Congratulations to Spud. That's quite some feat you've achieved there, mate. So yeah, congratulations. And yeah, very good race. I'm pleased with, well, I was going to say second, then it was third in the end, but yeah, not a bad result. I'm happy with that.
And congratulations on your podium finish nonetheless. We'll go talk to Stephen now in the Mercedes. Stephen, you were a sleeper driver today, but you have a history of success at Monza. You scored your very first F3 win about a year or two ago at this very circuit, and then today you finish in second, your first podium of the season. So how does that feel, and how does that change your outlook on the season?
It was actually not calm. It was actually deja vu from yesterday, because the safety car came out in F3 yesterday, about a few laps earlier than yesterday, and yeah, I was last basically. I had front wing damage on the first lap, so I had to pit, went on the hards, and just prayed for a safety car, which happened, and went on the softs. Knew they could last from lap 16 onwards, so I just thought, just go for it. So I did, and yeah, coming up to the last lap, I'm glad Russman just went slightly wide at Ascari, but all credit to him, we both left each other space in the Parabolica last corner, because I was dreading that. I thought, he's not going to lift here, so I've got to go for it, and yeah, just
just about done it, but another lap or two and I would have been on a Spud's place, or on the back of him anyway.
Are you still with us, Stephen? Okay, so I think we might have lost communication with Stephen there. We will give him a quick moment to come back. Mal, are you still with us?
Yes, I can hear Stephen. Stephen, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, Malk.
Okay, now we are back with you. All right, so just go ahead and say that last part again. It cut out right as you were speaking.
What's your part?
Whatever you want to say.
Right, it was like deja vu yesterday from F3. I was last yesterday and got to second. I was battling with Russman at the Scary. He went wide and coming into the Parabolica. I thought, please don't just lift off slightly so I can get through. And yeah, but we had good racing, good clean racing, and I took the place. And another lap or two, and I would have got Spud probably. But it is what it is, and congratulations to Spud on another win and Russman for a podium.
Well, congratulations, Stephen, on your podium today. It's second place for you in the Italian Grand Prix in what was a very eventful Italian Grand Prix. And Malk, I know that you loved it. I know that I loved it, and I just hope that our viewers loved it.
I hope so, because that's going to have to be watched again, to be fair, especially the last 5 laps, because it was just insane. I've never seen Spud do an overtake from third to first for a very long time, and that was the crucial point, and that was one of the best moves we've seen this season, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that bit too much, Malk.
Sorry, mate. To be fair, I knew that was coming. But I'll try and keep it short and sweet for the others before they kill me off as well in the interviews and stuff. So, but yeah, classic race. Brilliant win for Spud. Unlucky for Russman and Stephen for trying to get themselves back into this. Try and get the win. But 6 cars, like the last 5 laps. That's insane, to be fair, and I can't wait for next week, to be fair.
And with that, I guess that's all the time that we have. But thank you all so much for those of you who watched, and thank you to the drivers that raced with us, and congratulations to the podium finishers, and of course, big thank you to our sponsors of gridfinder.com, Nailcoat Hall, and Driver61 for jumping on board and supporting the stream and the league as a whole. And I am Tim. I've been with Malk. This has been the Invictus Racing League's PlayStation Performance League Italian Grand Prix. And until next time, have fun and goodbye.